Hey, welcome back to the episode Instagram podcast. I'm your host Juan, and as always, my co-host here with me. Hey, Trip.
Hello.
Are you ready to do the show this time?
This time, yes.
Okay, good. All
Last
right,
time, no way, Jose. I forgot about some shit.
Oh my god. Yeah, no. So here we are. It's another beautiful August day. You and me and
All the people.
makes three. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, no. How you been, man? What's up?
I'm pretty good. Been heckin' busy.
What's going on in your life, dog?
Finally got the big news. I got the big Well, it's not really a promotion, but movement thing in my job where I get
Trip promoted not upwards. He didn't promote downwards. He promoted horizontally.
Yeah,
in a different apartment.
A good old slide over to a much more
Comfy.
nice,
a
feeling.
newer apartment, a nicer place. So Trip is going to be is it the same title, assistant manager?
Same thing, assistant manager, but things are a little bit different. So I'm feeling it. Been packing. Been having a great time, just feeling out what I'm going to be doing with my life.
It's funny because I feel like we just started doing the recording here.
Yeah. Well, each place we record, we only do it for small periods of time.
Yeah. No, we started off at my house and then we moved to
my dad's.
Your dad's. No. It was my house, and then I moved houses, and then it was that for a bit, and then we went to your house.
Yeah,
because
then it was my dad's.
Yeah, your dad's.
And then it was my house, and then it was still my house, but I moved houses.
Yeah, for sure.
Guess what? We're doing it again.
Oh, that's right. We did do it in your last apartment. Oh my god. So our studio keeps changing places. But you know what? We're not going to stop.
I'm cool with it, man. As long as we keep going,
they keep trying to make us stop. The neighbors keep knocking on the door, telling us to shut up, but they're not gonna thwart us.
I'm sick of these nerds talking about all these animes. Speaking of all these animes, this week we're talking about Flavors of Youth, which is the new hit Netflix thing that came out this week.
I don't know if you looked into it, but it says like Flavors of Youth international release or whatever.
Yeah, it's the international release because I guess
or edition or something or what's up.
Yeah, whatever it is. Because I think China and Japan got it first.
Those fucking pieces of shit.
Well, we'll get into more of that later.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super excited to talk about that. Yeah. So, got a promotion. That's cool for you.
Yeah. Well, side motion. But I'm down. Also, just been slamming on some games and stuff lately. The new WarioWare game came out. Played that for like 2 minutes.
I want to play that. I saw that on your.
So much fucking fun.
Did you just download it to your thing, or you actually bought
download it? Well, I mean, I downloaded it, but I had to buy it.
No, I'm saying, do you have like a hard copy of it?
I don't have a hard copy of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I just decided I'm not going to leave my house, and I want this right now.
Is it fun?
It's pretty fun. I've only played it for like a minute, like I said, but man, I love them.
I can't justify buying a new game for my DS because I still don't have a charger for it. So,
Well, if you buy both at the same time.
Whoa.
I know. Fucking life change. I know, dude. Don't even get me started on all the different things you could do. Like you could get
you tell me
stylus, you could get
you tell me if I give people money, they'll give me goods in return.
That's the gist of life, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, pretty whack.
We got to tell the people. People have to hear about this.
So this week's theme is going to be telling people about how to purchase things.
Capitalism. Yeah, that's the theme.
It's not just capitalism.
Communism.
It's all different kinds of stuff. Yeah. Essentially, it's just the exchange of currency for goods, like you were saying. It's trading. It's bartering. It's what it is, man.
Yeah, okay. Fine. I don't know what you want from me. Yeah, I don't
know.
Yeah, cool, man. What's up with me? What have I done?
Yeah, I want to know that.
I feel like I've done several fun things this week. And
but we're not allowed to talk about most of those things.
They're
You're
illegal.
doing those like dark alley type exchanges.
It sucks because like I come to the podcast and then I'll be like, oh man, I know what I can talk about. Like, give a little quick like, story or whatever.
I've had such fun things this week, but I don't fucking remember what they are.
And then like the show starts and I'm literally like grasping at straws. Like, fuck, like what did I
turned off?
What was I going to say that I did?
Here, I have a fun story. On Friday, me and two of my coworkers all wore pink shirts with dark pants on accident.
My God.
Wasn't that a fun little anecdote?
Wow, I feel like I know you better.
I know.
I feel like,
right?
Man, you are something else, kid.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, what did I want to talk about? I mean, I went out drinking last night. That was a mistake.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I love mistakes.
I feel so shitty today. It's been really...
Don't worry. You look pretty.
Shut up.
You feel shitty, look pretty.
Look pretty. Also, I know. Here's the thing I want to talk about.
Finally.
Thank God. I finally got around to catching up with all of Steven Universe. And I know you did too.
Yeah, me too.
Oh man, we're gonna quickly
Some real ass shit.
For people who don't know, you and I, I mean, I'm wearing a Steven shirt right now.
You are, but I'm not. But I feel like I should be.
But we like this show a lot, and we get kind of bummed that it doesn't get the right it doesn't get played as often as it does, or they do those weird things where it's just like, hey man, it's time for what's it called? Like it's a week of all new Steven, but then that also just means it's also 3 months of no Steven because you're gonna hurt my feelings. So I kind of let these just be DVR'd, and I finally decided to watch them.
That's pretty much where I'm at. It's not like I need to watch it this second because I don't know. They do those things where like, here, we're going to put out 6 episodes over the course of 2 weeks for some reason.
Yeah. And then, so I feel like I might as well just sit down and binge it all at once as opposed to be like, oh, I can't wait. Cause there's short episodes. They're like it's the 15 minutes. So it's like,
which is really like what, 12?
Yeah. Cause of commercials and stuff. Yeah. So I got caught up, and boy, was I having a good time. It was good. Yeah. So new songs. Yep. The song I really liked was like my favorite of the newer ones was that came out was the Ruby as a cowgirl. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't remember the chorus, but I remember it had me singing along, which is funny because I never sing along to the songs. But it was really good. I don't. Honestly, I'm bad at remembering songs and shit. I'm so weird. Like I can't ever remember lyrics to things, but I could often remember melodies. What's the melody? Go name that melody. Something like that. I don't know. Oh my god, that was it. I'm a Ruby cowboy. How's it? I'm gonna look it up. Fucking Ruby. Ruby. Aren't you like kind of impressed that I was able to do that? Right? It's funny that I expect you to like fuck it up, and you just proved me wrong. Sometimes I'm good at shit, man. Okay, I got this. And that should be like sometimes the quote on my grave. Sometimes I'm good at shits, man. Except for on your grave you'd be dead. What are the lyrics? Yeah, well, I'm pretty good at dying. So let's see. What is it? This old Ruby. This is Ruby Rider. Yeah, that was it. Ruby Rider. Oh man, what a good time. Anyways, I'm going to talk about Steven real quick. So I have fucking spoilers, I guess. Ruby. I mean, the whole issue of finding out who Steven really is kind of takes everyone by storm. I'm not going to ruin that part. Fucking Garnet blows up, right, and becomes Ruby and Sapphire, and they have to get consoled by people. They have to find their love again. To figure out who they are. Yeah. And then they decide to get married, which kind of blew my mind, right? Because I was like, oh my God, I guess they are fused and they are one person, but they're also two people who love each other. So it's just like the idea when she came up with the idea, like, when Steven helped her come up with the idea, like, I want to be fused with you even when we're not fused. I was like, fuck you. And so I cried several times. Good. And then they had the actual wedding, and I was like, oh, they all look so cute, They bring back Bismuth, which is sweet, because, more fucking crystal gems is always a good thing, right? I'm always fucking down. Oh man, when the whole gang gets back together, I was like, oh sweet, we got Peridot here. Lapis made it. Yeah, no. Oh my gosh. And so then we see like Sapphire is wearing like a tuxedo. I was like, oh my damn, like a suit. I'm like, wow, you looking hot, Sapphire. And then Ruby comes out like a wedding dress, and I was just like, oh my god, this is so adorable. And it was pretty damn cute. Biggest props. Here's my biggest props for the whole thing. They didn't they didn't cut away. They didn't allude to it. They did a straight up kiss, like a lesbian kiss on TV, like on kids television. I'm so happy with it. When that happened, I literally gasped. I was just like, fuck you, Legend of Korra. You don't know shit. This is how you do it. This is the real shit. It just makes me so happy because this is such a show that promotes, awareness for a lot of things, your sexuality, which also body images. It doesn't jam it down your face either. It's like done in a really tasteful way where it's just like, these are the characters, and it's not all about, oh man, we don't understand our sexuality. Oh, it's like, absolutely. You know what? It's just here. Don't worry about it. And it's like it was so beautiful, and I was just like, wow, and fucking dying over here. I was just like, I can't believe it. And then like a big old battle comes out, and I was like, this is fucking what a good bit. And then they had everything. And then they had like I don't know if you saw it, but for me they had like a teaser of like the next episode that's gonna come out with White Diamond. Yeah, I didn't see the teaser, but I've seen a couple of posts about it, and people are assuming god, talking about rose quartz being able to heal things. Yeah. But further than that, she's able to bring things back to life. Oh, she is. Yeah, such as Lion. We know that because he's pink. Mm-hmm. And then Lars was brought back to life. Yeah, pink Lars. But Lars has a scar. Mm-hmm.
And in that little thing that they had, their Pearl had an eye that was like kind of shattered looking.
Yeah, big old crack on her face. Yeah.
Right. So people are like, oh, maybe, you know, she was one of the first experiments of like bringing something back. But then people are like, go fuck yourself. Like, her gem is fine. Look at her tummy.
Yeah. You're right. Okay. No, her gem is fine.
Yeah.
So all in all, fucking the show just keeps on giving. And I mean, the movie's going to come out and it's going to be like, it is a 4 TV movie, which it's kind of weird. I usually don't like those. But because it's Steven Universe, I feel like it'd be really good, because if it was a theatrical release for a movie, I can imagine them being like, let's just do this whole total offshoot thing that has nothing to do with plot.
Right.
Since it's for TV, I feel like they can do like heavy plot stuff.
But who knows? Because a lot of the 4 TV movies I've seen are like, oh my God, Jimmy Neutron and Timmy are switching places.
Yeah,
like, cool.
Yeah, you mean the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour? Doc, I know what you're talking about. No, but what I'm saying is like, essentially 4 TV movies, like it's just 4 episodes put together that are really,
sometimes that's the case. So
I feel like
because that's what they did for the finale of Avatar.
Yeah, so I feel like that's what the deal would be with this. I'm just guessing. But yeah, really.
God, I'm nerding out really hard right now. I'm feeling it.
I
know that this is an anime podcast.
It's the most anime fucking podcast out there.
Usually we're just like, this is what we watch. But instead this, I'm like, oh, fucking, I'm gushing right now.
I watched the shit out of that, man. It was so good. I remember I cried. Oh, a funny ass bit too, when fucking Amethyst goes up to Pearl and she's just
holy shit,
she just goes, psst, hey, I'm a horse. like
fucking couldn't handle it, man.
Oh man.
That was great.
Yeah, good show. So I want more Steven.
Me too. So bad. They also showed I think his name's I want to say his name's Kevin, the mailman.
Yeah.
Being all like kind of sad about Garnet
because he had feelings for her. Yeah,
I was like, "Aw, that's fun." I forgot about Nana being the
mayor now.
Yeah, that was great.
Get on your Nana phone or whatever.
Exactly, I love that. Just all the little things, because they had all the townsfolk and they were showing little bits and pieces, not in the way where they're like, "Oh, we're gonna focus on their weird shit." It's just like, no, they're just around, and I like that.
Yeah,
and like just tiny little pieces of each of them telling kind of who they are and what they've been through.
I liked it. I love when when they fused, when they got married or whatever, and she was wearing like a weird tuxedo dress,
kick-ass outfit. Yeah,
I was like, oh man, I really fucking dig it. She throws the fucking bouquet hella far up in the sky. And, like Bismuth catches it like hella late.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was Peridot catches it.
No, I think it was Bismuth.
Okay.
Because like I think she caught it and then she's like, what does this mean? Like no one.
Yeah.
And then Bismuth caught Peridot. I was just like, hey Peridot, I'm liking what you're about. I was like, whoa, Bismuth. Whoa, we've already shipped them.
Yeah, because people in the episode kept being like, oh, they're my favorite couple. And I'm like, you know what? Nah, fuck that. I got a different favorite couple, and they're a couple of fucking trash monsters. What the
No, I know. I was kidding. No, I also agree. I really like Lapis and Peridot a lot.
Stupid ass, like, welcome to our home. And it's just like a pile of trash. And I'm like, these are meat morphs. I fucking love it.
I would love to see Peridot fuse with something. I think it'd be really cool. I think they stated that she can't because she's not very good at stuff or whatever. But if she did, I'd be super down for it.
Yo, fuck that. We're breaking barriers all over the place. Don't fucking worry.
Peridot just throwing sodas and she
just stupid
goes
ass
up to Yellow Diamond. She's like, let me take care of this. I've done this before. I was like, get out of here, you fucking clod. I was like, what are you doing, Peridot?
It's great.
The balls on Peridot.
Long story short, Steven Universe is great. If anyone hasn't watched it, there's a lot of like cartoony ass kid shit. I watched it as a guilty pleasure to start out. And then it turned into, because everyone's just like, oh, it's fucking amazing. And I didn't understand why. And then finally I got to the point where I'm like, okay, this plot's really good. They have some amazing characters.
There's some great life lessons in it. Like, oh my God. Like, just like, you love yourself for who you are and what you are. Love whoever you want or whatever,
Yeah, it's great.
Like, yeah, fuck yeah. Oh yeah, such a good show.
Really positive stuff.
Yeah.
But not like, oh, we're so cuddly and everything's great. It's like, no, there's some dark things.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff about abuse, like in relationships and
or just like depression or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Just any kind of situation that somebody who's a kid doesn't understand exactly what's going on, maybe older than a kid, teenager or whatever.
Yeah.
It can like reach out to them
for sure, man.
Kind of teach them something. I fucking love shows like that.
That's this week's episode. Go watch Steven Universe. We'll just cut it short. Everybody go do your fucking job. Go watch Steven Universe. No, it's a real good show. I don't know who was talking. I was at the bar the other day. Mm-hmm. No, I was at the bar today, and
you're like, all I do is hang out at bars. Don't fucking worry.
Well, I got food today at a bar, so
yeah.
But last night I ran into a couple buddies, and I was like feeling myself. So I was like, oh my god, I haven't seen you guys in forever. So this morning I show up, to go eat, and I'm like super like not feeling it, and I run into them again, and they're just like, oh my god, I want them. I was like, just. Don't
listen. We had a thing last night. Don't worry about it.
I was like, look, shut the fuck up. Just stop talking to me. And then the guy saw my shirt and he started gushing about how he started Steven. And I was like, oh man. And I was just like, oh man, if only I could just lose it all and then relive it. Throw it away and then watch it again for the first time. That'd be so much fun.
Like, man, after all this time, and then you see that second intro. The like full length. Oh man. Long story short. We should talk about other shit.
Yeah. Have you been watching an anime?
Yeah. I'm pretty much caught up with everything at this point. There were a couple of things that came out over the weekend that I haven't been able to see yet, but I'm pretty caught up. Shows are good this season so far.
Shows are, yeah.
Have you been, yeah, I know you weren't really thinking about it, but have you been watching Overlord?
I have not, no.
I am feeling this season hard.
Are you digging it?
Because you and I were pretty similar with last season.
Yeah. Me a little stronger than you, yeah.
Yeah. But like, for me, it was just like, you know what? I'm just watching it. It's just in my pile of shit that I'm watching. Kyle's loving it. So whatever, let's keep going. And every once in a while, there's a really great episode. And I'm like, okay, cool. So like Butler's doing stuff. There were like 2 good episodes, in my opinion, of last season. But then this season, I've enjoyed pretty much every episode. The first episode was a different pace and a different feeling than last season, so I was like, okay, that might be good.
Yeah.
And it has been good. It's focused on the Goblin Village, that it's in season 1
that they built, right? Like, with the help of those goblins that he summoned, and they just kept living, right?
Yeah, he gave the girl a goblin summoning horn, so she became like
their leader or whatever. Yeah,
essentially.
I remember that. Yeah, no.
So now they have this. They were just doing shit. A goblin came running in the forest, and he's like all bloodied up, and he's like, oh fuck you guys, you gotta help, like I'm from another village. And they're like, wait, what the fuck is going on? You're not supposed to be here, like what's your plan? And the dude's like, oh man, I don't trust you guys anymore, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, there's a fight going on between the other like monsters of the forest, or of the like area, I guess. So in the first season, we see our big boy, what's his name?
The hamster?
Lord Ainz or whatever.
Oh, Ainz
Ghoul.
Yeah, something like that.
So he gets the hamster, which is like the god of the forest or something, right? So now they're bros. Well, apparently he was keeping the other 2 things.
Yeah, he's keeping them at bay, right?
Yeah, right. So now there's just chaos. So he goes to deal with that. Now that he's like an adventurer or whatever, he approaches it as an adventurer instead of like as the skeleton guy.
Yeah.
But now he's like kind of mixing up his roles because they didn't know that he's an adventurer. They knew him as the skeleton man to start out. Yeah, so he's like, I don't know what to say.
He's playing so many different parts. Yeah. I feel what you're saying.
And it's fun to watch too, because there are other shows where it's just like, I'm just the fucking best and I'm so calculated, like No Game No Life.
Yeah.
Everything they do, it's like, I was actually doing this the whole time. But in this, it's like, I was doing that the whole time. You guys are right. Yeah. Totally was doing that. Yeah, so I'm liking that.
What episode is this?
Like episode 4 or something. Okay. So there's a lot of fun stuff going on in it. I'm really liking the interactions between the characters. I want to see more about what's happening. It just feels like more lighthearted, more fantasy driven than that like dark fantasy kind of, I don't know. And I'm really digging it. I'm excited to see what else there is to come. So cool. I think you should check it out.
I will. I always do. So what I've been watching, I've caught up with what was currently out at the time. So I think I'm waiting on an episode. No,
I haven't seen the latest My Hero yet.
I think I'm waiting on that. I think I'm doing that one. But I've watched the most recent Attack on Titan.
Ooh,
all of them.
I haven't seen it yet, but baby,
I'm super enjoying it. It's pretty good. I really hate the intro. I keep saying that. It's trash.
Well, it just sucks when
we have such great interest,
such high expectations,
and they just
can't be met anymore.
Yeah. What else is happening? Oh, I also caught up with some more Banana Fish on Prime.
Holy fuck!
I like that show a lot.
I think it's my favorite show of the season.
It's a really good show.
There were a couple of parts in these later episodes where it's just like it's addressing these really difficult situations in like super smart ways. Where our boy Ash, he gets beaten and raped.
Oh my god, that was so fucking crazy.
Yeah. And he does it on purpose.
Yeah.
And then he like kisses the other. I don't remember his name right now, but he kisses the other dude goodbye.
I was about to talk about he kisses him and like he.
And it was like a really intense kiss, and you like see their tongues touch, and I'm like, holy fuck, they're going intense. But then I'm like, all right, so what's he up to? Because like I don't fucking trust this shit, and like all of it's just planned out, and it's so smart, and it's fucking amazing animation all the time.
It's crazy because he wanted to go into the medical so he can grab like a capsule pallet, put a note in it. Yeah, what a good show.
Yeah, and then him like switching cellmates or whatever, and then he gets like the biggest, beefiest guy in there, and he's like, "Yep, we're gonna have fun tonight." And he immediately starts like almost like Ash almost kills him.
Yeah,
and seeing that like animation of him just like grabbing a blanket,
wrapping
like
it around
doing
him,
a crazy little jump off of some bars, I'm like, "Oh fuck, I love this show."
I still think one of my favorite animations will be him pole vaulting over the wall. I'm just
amazing,
like, so gorgeous.
I love that, and then him with his hands tied or handcuffed or whatever.
He kicks the guy.
Yeah, he does a roundhouse kick. Holy fuck! Yeah, no, such cool things.
That bar fight was super clean too. Like he's just like punching things left and right, kicking, pull sticks. I was like, good show. Really like it. I also watched some more of the this is our Sweet Life or
Happy Sugar Life.
Happy Sugar Life.
I'm still interested to see where it goes.
I am telling you, man.
I don't know how I feel.
It is because I am so confused.
It's just like extreme pedophile zone. But it's also like we don't approve of what's happening, but we're going to show you what's happening.
What's crazy
like,
also is that like I feel like it's something about this kid because
I want to know what's happening with like because clearly she's got some fucked up shit going on.
We've learned a little bit about her, but what I'm saying is like. This kid, for some reason, attracts weirdos because it's our main character's, obsessed with her, right? And then we see another character that we meet in the first episode also later become obsessed with her.
And you're like, oh, that's weird.
And then we see another character who
was previously obsessed with her. God.
It's really, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm still watching it.
I want to see more. And I don't know. Have you been watching Angels of Death, yeah. It's
fine. I don't know. I feel like it's okay.
There are a lot of parts to it where I keep feeling like, this is just like survival horror shit.
Yeah, but not good in my opinion.
Yeah, it doesn't have that right kind of like, it has a lot of the right elements, but it doesn't have that personality that really wants to engage me. It just feels kind of like...
It's super weird because I feel like I want to like this, but I don't think I do, but I still watch it because I'm like, you know what, might as well watch it. People, Sierra keeps telling me, people fucking love that show online.
Yeah, they're jerking off
left love and right. So much. And I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. I'll keep watching it. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, you know what? The intro and outro are fucking incredible for it, though.
For sure.
I love it. I'm surprised every time. I'm like, I forgot the outro was this. This is a great outro. And the intro comes and I'm like, this is a great intro for this show. And I want to see what's going on with it a little bit more, but I'm less intrigued than I think I should be.
Yeah, no, I feel that way too. I feel like I'm just kind of just going through the motions and... I really hope to fall in love with it because it's like, it's interesting, but I'm not super convinced yet. It's not bad by any means. It's just like, meh, whatever.
I'm committed to it at this point where it's like, I'm definitely going to finish it, but I have no idea if I'm going to finish it and be like, you know what? Like, I'm fine with watching that. Yeah. So I have mixed feelings about that. Let's see. So I gave up 7 Senses of the Reunion. I'm like, I'm fucking done. I can't do this anymore.
I can't believe you did. It looks like a shittier version of Anohana.
It's a shittier version of Anohana, but it's like, I keep waiting. I'm like, what are you guys going to do? Because I expect you to do something cool because you got enough there for me to be intrigued. I kept being more and more interested. And I'm like, okay, the magic chick, she could summon all these like different creatures and whatnot, all these different elements. Really cool. I really like her. I like every time she gets to use shit. Don't care about anyone else. None of their shit's cool. They're not really addressing the issues in the way that they should. It just feels so stupid where they're like, oh man, she can't disconnect. And like, why are you obsessing with her so much? Meanwhile, I'm just like, hey, tell a GM, tell somebody in charge of the game. Hey guys.
I mean, she's also a ghost. So like she's dead. So this is an issue.
But other people can see her.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's like, all right, well, somebody needs to get involved here because they're essentially just like, I mean, she's dead, but it's normal.
Whatever,
like, What?
Yeah, fuck that.
So, I don't know.
Anyways, we get to the news, yeah?
Hell yeah, dude.
Let's do it.
I'm fucking ready for this news. So check it out. First off, there's a new trailer that came out for Penguin Highway, and it has a theme song by Hikaru Utada. And I don't know if you know who she is.
We just had an argument about this. Everybody knows who she is, apparently.
Everybody fucking knows who she is.
She does the Kingdom Hearts music.
Yeah, she does the Kingdom Hearts theme songs. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 in particular, I think most people know. This latest Kingdom Hearts. In you and I, there's a new land.
No, I want the other one. Do the other one.
Fine. When you walk away, you
That's the one,
can't hear me say, please, oh baby, don't go separate. I can't go that high.
Yeah.
But yeah, long story short,
girl.
it's
that's the chick.
Yeah, it's the way that you're making me feel tonight. But the trailer for it fucking convinced me so hard I should watch this shit. I was like, this looks pretty interesting. Like it's all in Japanese and no subtitles, so whatever. I'm still watching. I'm like, yeah, I feel this. All right, cool. It looks great. The music's pretty good. Like whatever. And then in the last like 15 seconds or something, I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking watching this right now. Yeah. Chick throws a soda can that turns into a penguin, but she like hyper throws it. She's like, ah! And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, there's some weird combinations of like obviously like fantasy elements, like, you know, and like, you know, like dream sequencey kind of things. I'm like, because at first I was like, cool, there's penguins here, that's interesting. I was like, wait, maybe there's not penguins here.
I don't know, but it looks, or in this
really world,
cool.
Soda cans are penguins, but it looks like a lot of fun.
Animation looks clean as fuck. Yeah, music's song's good. So. Oh man, I'm gonna watch it. All right, next up, Pokemon the movie The Power of Us comes to U.S. theaters this November.
Cool, probably go watch that.
Watch the story of Ash and Pikachu as they go along Mount Fuji and they do some shit with Pokemon in the wild world of Pokemon.
You good?
Professor Oak. Yeah, I'm fine. So yeah, November. I guess I'm going to see. I can't remember for sure which one this is. If this is like, oh man, check it out, it's the new Pokemon movie, or if it's like, hey, check it out, it's that new like weird ass Pokemon movie. It's like a side movie. Yeah. But if it's a side movie, I'm going to watch it. But if it's one of the like Cartoon Network ass movies, nah.
I don't think it's one of those. Me.
Yeah. Pretty sure it's going to be like, hey, check out like Ho-Oh or whatever.
Yeah, what was it? What was that one called?
I don't know.
The one that you watched that you were like, it was like a retelling kind of thing.
I don't remember.
Pokemon Go, Pikachu and Eevee. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
nailed it. Fucking nailed it.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of that, which is pretty bad for me. But I'm sure Sierra's over there just like, it's called The Legend of Ho-Oh and the mystery of that one guy who has like a fucking Zoroark or some shit.
That's what she sounds like.
Yeah, that's what. Long story short, Makoto Shinkai tweeted his next film will premiere next year.
What?
Hell yeah! Those of you that don't know, he's the one who made Your Name, 5 centimeters per second, Voices of a Distant Star, the Rain one. What's it fucking called? Garden of Words.
Yeah,
that's the Rain one. She and Her Cat, all that shit, dude. Yeah, all that good shit.
And if you don't know him yet, he's the the next, was it the new Hayao Miyazaki?
Yeah. The next Miyazaki.
Yeah. Dude, homies, I can't wait to see his stuff. Doesn't matter what it's going to be. It's going to look pretty.
This next movie, he already said, it's going to be a story about a boy and a girl, and it's going to be about young romance. So, you know.
Are you lying to me?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Because that was the last
every single one of his movies.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if you know this or not, but he clearly has a thing that he's good at.
Yeah. Really good rain.
Fucking gorgeous rain. Soda cans out of control. Yeah. Oh, dude, don't even get me started on brass. So yeah, that's pretty rad. Speaking of things that are pretty rad, the new Ghost in the Shell anime is going to have 2 seasons. Nice. I know you were sitting over there like, it's only going to have 1. I fucking know it is. Guess what? You're wrong.
2 seasons. That's cool.
Do
we have an idea on when that drops?
Yes, probably sometime in the future.
Nice. Killed it. Good job.
Thanks. So next up, the last thing, the thing that we don't know anything about. A Certain Magical Index Season 3 is going to air on October 5th.
Cool.
On
High Dive?
Yeah, I don't know what it's on. But on the script, I accidentally wrote 3rd because I was thinking Season 3. And then I went back to change it to 5th, but I didn't change it all the way. So it's going to be on October 3rd. I gotta kick out
Stay tuned.
I'm gonna keep that in here. October 3rd.
Stay tuned for this show's gonna come out on the 3rd. So,
good shit. That's the news. So fun shit, right? But I don't know. People love certain magical index. I think it's some probably like magic etchy shit.
Yeah.
Just based on what people wind up loving.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's get into this week's topic. We don't want to make it, something too crazy long, so let's do it. This week, what are we talking about?
New on Netflix, Flavors of Youth. It's made by a couple of studios. CoMix Wave Films. Mm-hmm. They've done like all of Makoto Shinkai's stuff, as well as She and Her Cat, Everything Flows, which was inspired by Makoto Shinkai, but it was a different thing.
Was that the one with like one of the cat she finds in the box or whatever?
Yeah,
that's such a sad one.
That one's really good though. Everyone should. It's a short series. Yeah. Everyone should go check that out.
The cat calls her mom.
Oh, fuck, dude.
I don't want to cry. It's such a good one.
Pretty much everything Makoto Shinkai does makes you feel like tearing up. Like, oh man.
It's about love. It's about, it's about youth. And, a young cat loving a young human.
Yeah, everyone should watch it though. It's fucking gorgeous and it's sad and it's on Crunchyroll.
I mean, it is about a cat that loves her humans. So.
Yeah, but it's done in a much more approachable way than just like, hey, this cat loves this human.
Oh, he calls her mom.
It's a great little thing.
Can't do it.
And when you say he calls her mom, it's not like he's calling her mom.
No,
by the way, for those, because
he's physically dialing the phone and calling her mother because she's depressed.
I feel sad. And CoMix Wave Films also helps make Inferno Cop.
That's interesting.
I just wanted to throw that one in there because it fucking cracked me up. Like, oh, Makoto Shinkai, these really beautiful, well thought out, amazing stories. She and Her Cat, another fantastic thing made by Leiden Films and CoMix Waves Films. And Inferno Cop,
which is
Trigger,
the most beautiful thing out there. Yeah, that's an interesting combination. Yeah,
I love it. And then also Haoliners Animation League. They've made things. Most recently, To Be Heroine is a recent one, and then there's also A Centaur's Life, which we've talked about before. Yeah. And essentially, Haoliners is a Chinese studio, I believe, right?
Okay,
or is it Chinese and Japanese?
I think it's like a they mix.
Yeah, a little bit mixed up. So then CoMix Wave Films does all these amazing looking things, and Inferno Cop, which is very stylized,
very amazing in its own way.
Yeah. Different kind of animation for that, but they still help out. And anyways, I thought that was interesting amongst those studios
to make something like this.
Yeah. So Flavors of Youth is it's a compilation of short films.
Yeah, which I did not know. We came in this literally knowing nothing about it. I remember mentioning it. Yeah, like hearing about it.
Essentially, back at Anime Expo, they had a premiere of it, and I was like, I really want to go see that.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I can't. Sorry, guys.
So I was kind of surprised when it turned out to be 3 short stories.
Yeah,
I think the running time's like an hour 15.
Yeah, hour 14
something
or something
like that.
Yeah.
Like it's like so.
It's there.
No, I think maybe the longest story is the 3rd story. I felt like that was the longest.
I felt like it was too.
But yeah, for the most part,
it starts short, medium, long.
Yeah, for like I said, for the most part, like it's these 3 different stories put together in this one movie.
So we're gonna review each one and then the watch as a whole. I think it's probably the safest way to do it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So the first one is called Rice Noodles.
Right.
I think it has a different name, but Netflix has called it Rice Noodles.
Yeah, because it's like was it called? Because the only thing is like I can't remember if it said Rice Noodles like in a fancy font or was it just like subtitled in like
subtitled. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So anyways, it's called we know as Rice Noodles or the first part of the 3.
I think it's called like A Beautiful Morning or something like that.
Yeah, which translates to rice noodles in English.
Yeah, we all know. So why don't you take us away?
Okay. So this one starts off with like a boy. It's like. It's a man. Yeah, obviously, he's doing a.
At this point, he is a man.
He's a man. The monologue's always a man. You know. So he's doing this. That's the right word? A monologue? That's what he's doing. Oh no, a narration.
This is narration.
Right?
Yeah.
He's doing a narration.
But I mean, monologue is similar because it's just him talking
for sure. So he's doing a narration, and he's kind of just telling us about like what rice noodles mean to him because like what they remind him of and. He's talking about like how when he was younger, his grandma would share rice noodles with him from this really cool shop. And the interesting thing about this is that, like he would kind of go into detail of everything. It wasn't just like there's some rice noodles in the corner or whatever. It was more like yo, yeah, this guy who sold these amazing rice noodles, and like he, worked as a personal chef somewhere in Beijing, I think, or whatever, and like,
which, speaking of Beijing, since earlier we were talking about how this was part Japanese, part Chinese.
Yeah, there's
all
of
this takes place in China.
Yeah, which I thought was super cool.
I was so into it.
Because for a bit, I'm like, I feel like something's a little off,
Yeah, well, because I mean, watching all these anime and whatnot, everything either takes place in like fake Europe, or
pseudo
like,
Europe,
and now or Banana Fish is taking place in the United States, and now we're at the point or of course it's like fantasy world or Japan, but now we're in China, which is a very, very different take, considering there's a lot of hostility between China and Japan. Right now there is too. I was just kind of talking to our friend about Austin, Cash. He came back from he visited China for a little bit.
A big word right there.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Your friend.
You've been to his goddamn wedding.
My friend.
Okay.
Called dibs. My friend.
Your friend Cash.
And your acquaintance Cash.
Yeah, my acquaintance that I hung out with the other night that you didn't even know was in town. Go fuck yourself. He recently went over to China to visit our other friend who lives there. And he's just kind of telling us about the hostility between China and Japan right now, which I think is really interesting, that even being over there for like a couple of weeks, he was able to
pick up on it.
Yeah. He was working at, he works at YouTube. So he was doing work over in China. And it was brought up at work. It's just really interesting.
Well,
right?
I mean, I guess it's interesting to hear, I guess it was more interesting for him to see it firsthand. And then because we're hearing the secondhand, because I feel like that, it's also something that happens here, in the United States,
right. But it's a different kind of culture shock,
go to but if you go to the right places in the United States, it's like, there's so much hostility with us in Mexico or whatever,
and it's just like, wait,
and
holy shit, really?
And I'm over here in Northern California, like, I'm chilling pretty good right here.
Like, I don't know, Mexico's homies, right?
But I can imagine the same thing is in China, where they're like, there's places in China where it's just like, yeah, we're cool with Japan, whatever,
Oh yeah,
but,
absolutely.
Just like anything. So, anyways, this is based in China. Right?
Yeah.
So he's doing a really good job of like, guiding us through like what these rice noodles mean to him, and explaining them that they always remind him of like spending time with his grandmother because his parents worked, and he goes into great detail of like how the noodles are prepared and made, and like it looks fucking delicious.
Yeah, you were texting me before I was able to watch it, and you're like, oh, bruh, this looks so good. Fuck, food porn.
I'm exactly. Like, the thing is, because, again, like I said, we went in not knowing anything about, what it was. Mm-hmm. So when I started seeing it was like they were focusing a lot on the food, I was just like, I wonder if this whole movie is just, food stuff. Because it's called The Flavor Review. I was like, I'd be, and my head was trying to think, would I be okay with watching food porn for an hour? And
damn straight you would be.
Yeah. He talks about this, and he talks about his youth, and then he talks about how like the noodle shop leaves, and he goes to a new noodle shop, and he talks about now he's older, and he's he goes specifically to the shop because he can see a girl that he likes, and and so then we see some more flash forwards, and now he's an adult, and he's getting noodles at like some really generic noodle place, or like like cookie cutter kind of thing, and he's like, just like the noodles are obviously manufactured like by machine. Then he goes, the toppings, they're getting less and less toppings, and the price is going up. And he's like, that's fucking bullshit. And then he gets some sad news that like his grandmother's sick. Yeah. And so then he goes back. And this part, like, I don't know if this movie did things to you, but it made me feel like, I got a lot of emotions from certain parts of the movie.
This whole movie was essentially about like the different emotions in different events
in different parts of your life. Yeah. So he makes it back to see his grandmother, and like she's like on her deathbed, and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, we're not gonna be able to like have noodles together anymore. And he goes, no, we'll always have noodles, like whenever we want, we'll have them. And then she like literally passes away like right then and there. I was like, fucking bastards, why are you gonna do this to me? And then the monologue continues, and he goes to a noodle shop there in town, and I think it's the shop that he went to when he was like in middle school, right? Yeah. Because this whole thing happens with it, but it's still there, and a girl.
Yeah, not giving away too many details. This is more so the broader thing, but all the little details really make the story come together.
But the thing is, like, I can't tell you all the little details because there's 3 stories to talk about.
There's a lot to go. Yeah.
But this is just the brush strokes, the general strokes. And then he sees like a girl that reminds him of like when, the girl that he used to, like, not that he's like into little like, high school kids or whatever. I'm just saying like,
it's like, oh, I remember when I was in love with a girl like that.
So, this first story is just a lot of, remembering where he, his youth, remember like when he was younger and what things mean to him, and, and put in there just like beautiful, visuals and like great looking food. And
it was an interesting story.
I liked it a lot.
It was really short, and then when it was over, I was like, oh, we're done.
Yeah, no, because it cut. Because the whole time I was waiting, again, didn't know. I was waiting for it to be like, okay, where's the plot? When do we start like seeing characters develop? But it was mostly just him telling his story, and had a really good narration, and it looked really pretty. And then it cut, and then like credits started rolling. I'm like, that's no way that was an hour and 14 or whatever. I'm looking at my watch. And then the next one starts. So yeah, that was rice noodles. And the next one, I don't remember what it was called. It was called like Sisters something, or I want to remember so bad.
It's something about like photo shoot or runway or fashion.
I'll look it up.
Yeah,
but yeah. Why don't you talk about this one?
So yeah, I looked at the reviews on my anime list when I was getting some information. Mm-hmm. This was pretty hated by some people, and I guess I could see why. But honestly, I liked it a lot.
I didn't hate this, but I'll say now, like out of the 3 stories, this was my least favorite.
I understand it being the weakest, but people were fucking shitting. That being said, there weren't that many reviews on my anime list, and the people that go on there and review stuff are. They're pretty polar. It's either they fucking love it or they hate it. So anyways, we get this story that's about this fashion model, and she does photography shoots, and then she does runway work, and she just kind of does whatever she needs to do. She has an agent who helps her, like a manager person, and he's willing to like help her out with absolutely anything at all. And we see little bits, and like she has a sister that she's taking care of, which essentially just means she has a place for her sister to live and like provides the food while her sister studies and goes to school and everything. So we could tell that this girl's a little bit older, she's run off and done her own thing, and then her sisters come with her. And we see her at these modeling shoots, and she meets this girl who's a bit younger, and she's like talking about it. It's at some kind of like an after party type thing, right?
Yeah, they're celebrating her birthday. Like
was that at her birthday party?
Yeah, where the pink haired chick shows up. Yeah, she's old. She's getting a little older into the years of being like a model.
But that being said, she's young.
Still pretty young. But
she's like mid-20s or something. Exactly.
But the idea is, like you models can't be models forever, because new things come up, and that's where they meet. They
meet there at her birthday party. So it's really like impactful in terms of that. I wasn't sure if her birthday came after that or if it was before.
No, I'm pretty sure it's there. Yeah.
The important birthday parts kind of come later. So, anyways, this talent agent guy comes up and he gives her a shitload of flowers, and he's like, "Hey, happy birthday! You did such amazing work, whatever." And this pink-haired chick comes up and she's like, "Oh my god, you're such an inspiration to me. I really aspire to be like you. I'm so happy that I'm able to be at this event." And then our main character chick is just like, okay, well, whatever. Like, cool. You're young. Don't fucking usurp me, essentially. And then the manager takes like a flower from that bouquet that he just gave.
Actually, that was her boyfriend. Like that was her love interest, because her
I kind of thought that it was like a manager type love interest though, where it was just like, what, I'm with him because he's got all these connections.
Yeah, I feel like her manager was that gay guy or whatever.
Yeah, well, he was. I don't really know what he was. He was like an agent or a manager or something like that. But then this other guy had some kind of a role in the industry as well. Yeah. But he was also a love interest.
He's also pretty gorgeous. He was like a hot guy. Yeah,
essentially. But we didn't really learn that. At least I didn't learn that he was a love interest until later. After. Yeah. So then he takes a flower and he gives it to the pink-haired girl, the younger girl. And she's like, what the fuck is this shit? And that's essentially where everything goes off the rails. Little sister made a birthday cake and was just like, hey, like, come and eat the cake. And I worked so hard to make it for you. And then her manager just like takes her home and realizes like, all right, this chick's fucking done. She's drunk and it's just going to be a mess. So let's just get her out of here. And then the sister has the cake ready and she's still like awake or whatever. When they get home, she like helps them out and offers them cake and is pretending like everything's fine, even though she's like texted a few times.
Yeah.
Clearly upset. Like,
but it sounds like this is the thing that like happens often because like the model chick goes like, fuck, I did it again or whatever.
Yeah. So she offers them the cake and the manager's eating cake, and as the sister's there, or the main character, older sister lady, model, she essentially says like, oh man, that's really cool that you got us cake. I'm so fucking full though. Manager's gonna have to eat it for me. And then the sister gets a little bit bummed that she doesn't eat this cake. And it goes on, and we learn that the sister is pretty disappointed, but then it shows us how much the main character puts into these jobs, and like she's working herself physically nonstop. You know, she has to watch her diet all the time under all this pressure and judgment. And then she gets to a runway shoot, and she's sick this day. She's really not feeling well, but she's still there. And then the pink-haired girl's there too, and she's kind of just like, oh my god, I have wanted to be here forever. I'm so excited to actually have a shoot on this runway. You're looking pretty sick. You think you could do it, man?
Ugh, yeah.
And yeah, so she's just like, fuck you. Of course I could do it. You got to put everything in it. I'm doing that. And then main character takes a dive on stage. She's sick, and she passes out. It happens to the best of us, you know? So have you found the name yet?
Yeah, I'm looking for it. It's just like, it's not as easy as you thought it'd be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the one, okay, so I looked at, because I couldn't find it, like, and Netflix must, give them different names. So Rice Noodle was what we called the first one, right?
Yeah.
And on mine, it's called, like, Sunny Breakfast.
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't know because I can't tell you what the fucking it's called in, the second one's called in Netflix, but mine must say it's called The Small Fashion Show, which I feel isn't right or whatever.
That kind of sounds right.
The last one I know is for sure right. Like I remember that one specifically.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Anyways, yeah. So
so she passes out at this show, and then she decides, I'm not going to work anymore. I fucking blew it. Nobody wants me.
Yeah.
I'm getting too old for this. I need to learn some shit. So she goes back home, and she kind of tells her sister, like, you know what? I'm done. So that means that we get to spend more time together, and it'll be great. Can you teach me actually how to do what you do? And then it turns out she's been sewing this whole time. We see like little snippets of it, but it turns out that's her hobby. She does this all the time. So she sews clothes, and she's like a fashion designer essentially.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I want to learn a trade. Would you be able to like kind of teach me?
Yeah, no, yeah. And it just felt so like this part kind of pissed. I can understand why there's hate for this episode or this chapter or whatever. But yeah, she nonchalantly says like, "Oh, teach me how to do that." And the girl's like, "What do you mean teach how to do?" Is like, "Yeah." She's like, I want to make myself useful also. And they just blow up. It's like fucking. I would have gotten mad too at that point.
If you were the sister?
Yeah, because
that's what I loved about it. Our main character was not supposed to, like, in the first one, we're supposed to really relate to our main character, and we're supposed to be like, oh man. But in this one, it's like we're following her, but it's all about the other people around her.
Yeah, no, she does the thing where she was like, I'm really grateful that I'm tall because it allows me to be like, and just like, it's hard being beautiful. And like, and it's something about like, man, fuck you, like the whole idea. But then you think about it,
you know what? She totally has a point.
Yeah, no, her job is hard. She has to work hard. She has to work out. She has to make sure she eats the right thing. She has to be presentable. She can't look not pretty,
and she does have to go to work sick. That's what you need to do at certain points.
No, but like the moment where she says like, teach me how to do that, like I want to make myself useful, and like what?
Yeah, I was like, bitch, fuck you.
It kind of the way she said it would make. I mean, it obviously made the younger sister be like, yeah, like I can't be a model anymore. I'll just do whatever you do because how hard can that be? And she's just like, fuck you. Like I've worked really hard at this. Like
exactly.
I kind of have this is my dream and my goals and aspirations. And for you to be like, oh, you can't be a model. You're just going to do what I do.
But it wasn't just that either. Yeah. I mean, it's also like, okay, so you're fucking just quitting your job that's providing a place for me to live. Yeah. Like I'm working my ass off here, and you're just like, I'm going to quit and do something else. Whatever,
like, we'll figure it out.
So it had that whole other element to it. And then you find out too, like a tiny bit later, I kind of realized it right then. I'm like, she said something about like, who do you think I'm doing this for? Like about the sewing. And it turns out she's been making all this clothes for her sister
like a clothing
to wear
line.
At a fashion show.
Yeah.
So our main character, she still decides she wants to quit, but then after a little bit of time goes by, she talks to her manager again. She essentially is upset because her and her sister
are having a tiff or whatever. And the manager's like, manager's super honest with her, being like, oh, well, you're out of a job. You're quitting. It means I'm out of a job. And he goes like, I want to tell you, tells her how it is. And he's like, I don't have to be nice to you anymore. Like, I don't work for you.
She's like, you know what? Fuck you. You are being kind of a bitch.
You are a bitch. Yeah.
You need to get your shit together. And how do you think everyone else? And like really,
oh my God, it lays down the law. Yeah.
But he's still doing it as a manager because he's a smart little man.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Because
that's what I loved about this character too.
He was super honest, but then like later, like I think in the next scene, it's like, why would you do this? It's like, I'm still your friend or whatever. Like we're still friends, but like as your friend, I'm going to tell you how it is. As your manager, I'm like, oh, you got drunk and you relate to your thing or whatever. But it's not. I'm supporting you. Now it's just like, oh, I'm supporting you. Listen here, bitch. This is how I'm supporting you.
Also, the fact that he was gay was so good to me because he seemed like any other person, so they weren't trying to make him flamboyant or anything like that. Like
it was like a quick like little mention. It's like, are you trying to flirt with my sister? And then she goes, you're for sure not my type, And it was just like, oh, that's awesome. I like this. Yeah.
No, I loved that so much.
It wasn't like the focus. It wasn't this whole thing. It was just like, cool.
I feel like so often
some people are just gay and that's what it is or whatever.
And I don't know how true it is for other forms of media, but I feel like in a lot of American television, the gay characters are like, ha ha ha, look at all this gay shit I do.
Yeah.
Like, okay, but why? I don't really care. It's just like, I'm not ever like, look at all this straight shit I do. I just say dumb stuff sometimes.
No, it's pretty fucked because like sometimes that becomes the focus of something. Like that could have been his characteristic. His characteristic could have been like, oh, he's your gay manager. Oh, right, and here we go. But it was like, he's your manager who happens to be gay.
I loved it.
Yeah.
So yeah, he fucking real talks her and she realizes like, okay, yeah, you got some points in there. I still don't know what I want to do. And then more time goes by and the manager's like, okay, look, you come here at this time.
Don't be late.
Exactly. Yeah. Like this is going to be your job. You are going to model. If you're serious about this, getting back into it, here you go. So then the sister shows up to the event too, and she's like already there.
Yeah, like, what are you doing here?
The fuck is going on? And she's like, what do you think's going on? The manager's like, bitch, we planned this together. And then she pulls out this piece that was made for her, this piece of clothing, and then she has this little flashback that we've had a couple of times, and she's like, oh my god, my favorite color, it's red. And then at that point I was like, I don't know if I'd be touched if somebody made something in my favorite color specifically for me.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know, I like a lot of colors, and like, I don't know.
Well, I think it was like, because
just the way that she said it, I understood what they were going for.
Absolutely. But like, it was more like, oh, it's not only just my favorite color, it's like my favorite color, it's also like,
it's very sentimental.
It also reminds me a lot of like the style of whatever this was made
like
in.
When we were kids, still living together with our parents before we got put in the system.
Before they passed away.
Before we were adopted and all that. And went to separate homes.
Yeah, no, but I guess it just came off. Here's one thing I want to say. And maybe it's because of the dub, or maybe I watched the dub. I don't know if you watched it.
Sub, baby.
Yeah, so the dub at points sometimes the audio was too clean. Like
weird.
Yeah, like when like ha ha ha, like normal voice, things are happening or whatever, and then it's just like, oh my god, this is my favorite color, and it's like, why do you say it like that? You say it like a normal fucking human or whatever.
So the dub wasn't great.
It was fine. I mean, there's specific parts where it's like, and there's specific ones like I really liked the dub for the last one. The dub for the first one didn't bug me because a lot of it was the narration. Yeah, but for this one, there was a lot of dialogue back and forth between people, and I was like, ugh, I don't like all of this. I feel gross.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. So, anyways, obviously he made a fashion show for her sister.
Yeah.
With clothes that she designed.
And they wound up being an amazing team of a designer and a fashion model.
Yeah, she gets back into it, becomes a model. The sister becomes a fashion designer, like clothing designer.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, good for them.
It was a touching little story. Because, anybody that has siblings has had those moments where you're like really fighting. But this one had more impact behind it because there was a lot more writing on it. Like, I got to provide for my sister, got to do that whole thing. Like, we were orphans. And there's
also the whole, the idea of like, no matter what, your siblings are your siblings and you should support them for whatever it is. Like, you want to be a fashion designer? Hey man, good luck. I fucking believe in you. That's all it takes.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. I liked it. It wasn't the strongest story. It was my but I actually liked favorite. It a lot. Yeah. Just because it made me change how I felt as I was watching it.
Yeah, I like that. I like the characters around her a lot. Eventually, she gets better by the end. But I also feel like this one just kind of, I don't know. I mean, all of these kind of just tie up in a nice bow, and that's kind of the issue overall that I have with some of these, and I'll talk about that later. But yeah, just something about this one made me like it the least. I
can relate to that. For sure. I still enjoyed it though.
Yeah, no. So the next one's the last one, and this one's called Shanghai Love.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the one I like the best, in my opinion. And it's because it's about love, and I love.
Yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
So this one's about like a boy who's moving into a new apartment, right? Someplace in Shanghai.
Yeah.
And his buddy's helping him move, and he kind of seems like he's pissed or whatever. And like the buddy
can't figure out what's going on.
Something's off with him. The buddy's just trying to be like, yeah, how much does it cost to live here? You shouldn't do impulsive things like just move out of your parents' house, because like in this culture, it's like you stay with your parents for as long as you can.
Hell yeah.
So we quickly learn that like something happens and he's missing something, and he finds a cassette with someone's voice in it that he needs to hear, and so he just runs to like the slums of where he grew up.
Yeah, this story is a lot more complicated to kind of explain. Yeah, for sure.
So and
the last one was because it had a lot of like little time jumps and a lot of different events and quick periods.
Yeah, for sure. So in this one, like, and then he goes to find this cassette player because he wants to play his the cassette to hear what's on it.
Yeah.
And then we get some flashbacks to like when he was younger, and it's the stories are happening present, so here we go to see what's happening, and it's about essentially it's about three friends, him, his buddy who was with them moving,
Pan,
and then a girl who he likes and she likes, and they're at that point in their life where like I think it's middle school, right? They're like
I think it was middle school.
Yeah, the middle school going into high school, and it's just like they like each other, but they're friends, and they don't want to make anything weird, but they they're just liking each other essentially.
Yeah.
And this is also like in the 90s, so cassettes are a thing, and they start doing this cute thing where they'll record messages on cassettes and share them with each other and listen to them and then have these conversations back and forth, as opposed to like writing notes.
Yeah, no, it was super cute.
Super cute. And we see like time progresses or whatever, and the girl decides to go to some really nice school that's further away.
And she's like, hey, I'm gonna go here.
Yeah, because she wants to go into that university.
Yeah,
it's
easier. He's just like, fuck, I'm not that smart. Exactly. I can't make it in. So he kind of gives up really quick. But then when he's sharing it with his family, that giving up turns into like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, I love that.
I can fucking do this.
Like they're like,
well, that's very you.
Yeah, that's very me. I just love the whole like he's telling him. He's not even talking about it. Like, the family's talking about it. And like, oh, so-and-so's going to this school. And like the dad's just like, good school. He's like, it's a great school for her. She's a very bright young woman. And, I don't doubt that she can make it in. She's going to succeed in life or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, what if I decided to go there? And he goes like, with your grades, bitch, please, And so
pretty much.
And so then, he decides, he buckles down and decides like, I'm going to try to get into the school. And so then the dad says, conveniently, I have a buddy who lives out there, trying to get rid of his apartment. If you're really serious about this, and if you get into that school, we can all move out there. That way you don't have to travel or whatever.
And he's like, all right, well, no distractions. I'm going to tidy up my room, pack everything away that I don't need.
And he just buckles down and he decides to study. And he tells the girl like, hey, like he gives her a cassette. He goes like, look, I didn't write a message. I didn't put a message on it. He goes, good luck on getting to your school. And then she asks him where he's going. He's just like, I'm just going to go to the local school or whatever. And he lies to her because he tells his other buddy, like, he doesn't want her to feel stupid if he doesn't get in,
Yeah.
And like feel embarrassed or whatever. But, obviously he's doing this to be with her. And so he studies and like he tries really hard. And I think
during this, we get a little flash of like how much pressure she's under for it too.
Yeah. Oh, which is so we show like dark.
This is earlier on was just like she gets slapped in the face for like a small period and like, oh, okay, so she has to work really hard because her parents are abusive. That's cool.
Her father's abusive, which, obviously just like, damn, just add a little sad salt to the soup, a little sadness. Here you go.
Like, ooh,
he's crying.
Still gonna drink this soup, but
so sad. Yeah, so he keeps trying, and then we see him in the present now. He finally gets a cassette, because it turns out that the girl sent him a message, but he never got around to listening to it because it was sent through like it exchanged hands. I went to the friend went to the mom gave it to him. He's like, just throw it in that fucking box, whatever.
I'll get around to it later.
And so he does, like 20 years later, whatever.
Fucking did.
And so the cassette, she she admits that like, hey, like I want to follow my own path. I don't want to be told what to do by anybody. And I've decided not to try to get into this school so I can be with you, you know, here.
Yeah, just like, you're the person that I want to be with. You are my goal right now.
It doesn't say like I love you. It's more like it was a really good analogy. It's like I also want to be like a sunflower. I also want to, you know, face the sun, you know, be facing the sun or whatever. And I was like, wow, that's really good. And then at that moment, it's just like, fuck, all this time lost. And then we also get a flashback of like after he got into the school and she didn't, you know, and him being like, then having to move and go to the school and like coming back to see his family and his friends are there and they're a little bit older, you know, and he's like, he just doesn't even know how to talk to her anymore. He's like so into like studying, succeeding, and proving his family wrong, you know, because he's like, I'm going to be something. You can't tell me I'm not going to be anything or whatever.
Yeah.
And he just kind of like, you know, misses the opportunity to be like with, like, even when he's walking her home, he's like, you know, full, like, I don't know, 5 paces in front of her, walking super fast.
He's not in the right headspace.
No.
He's like completely changed so that he can reach this goal as like a fuck you instead of like a I'm gonna be with you, girl.
It's more like he's doing it out of spite. No, like that scene was like a really like that bit where he's walking her home and he's just like,
I felt really uncomfortable.
I mean I know why they did it. I really liked why they did it. You know, like it's just showing that like I'm walking you home, and then but she has to at one point like pick up her pace to try to keep up with him. Yeah. And then she's like, you know what, this is far enough. And he goes, are you sure? I don't mind taking you all the way. I was like, I've done it 1,000 times. It's fine. Don't worry about it. He was like, okay, cool, whatever. And then she brings up the question, like, hey, did you go to this school to kind of be with me, or like, and then he's just like, what? No, he had his opportunity.
Yeah,
and to tell the truth.
No, man, I did it because fuck my parents.
Fuck my parents,
like,
you know.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And the reason I like this one so much is because it's just those moments in life where, you know, we lie to people. We you know, like, it's just like he could have told the truth, but as a dumb kid, you're just like, oh, it's too embarrassing. I could never be, you know, own up to the fact that I liked you or whatever, you know? Yeah. So you lie and you regret it later, you know, like as an adult, you're just like, I fucked all of it. Yeah. And so, you know, that cassette ends and he does the thing where he's just like, oh, man, if only I could rewind time or whatever, but I can't, you know? Yeah. And he's just like, it is what it is. And then,
as he's listening to like everything, he's like crying. Yeah. And I mean, you're in a unique position where you don't really have that same kind of nostalgia because you've been with the same person forever. Yeah. But for me, it's like if I looked back on like junior high school and if I found some like secret shit that would have changed the course of my life, it would have been like, man, that's fucking crazy. That shit works out. And that would have been really cool to experience a different life. But like, I'm happy where I am, but man, fucking no, I mean, it would have been so cool.
I think of things like that too, where I'm just like, wow, like, you know, one thing could have changed. I could have decided not to do this and things would have been different. But it's true, like, you know, I've been with the same person for, you know, for a very long time, and I'm very happy, right? You know, but I'm saying it doesn't change away the fact that like those are very nostalgic moments, you know, to think about.
That's where it hits on like, this is such a different kind of like young love situation where it's like, oh man, young love is beautiful and look at how happy these kids are, but instead this is just like,
it's like young love is beautiful.
No,
look how it got so fucked up, you know. Look how
just like it could have been so
different. It could have been something beautiful, and then it just didn't work out. Anyways, so at the very end, like he has this bit where he's doing the narration being like, you know, if I ever get the chance again, you know, we'll try, but it is what it is. Sometimes you get what you give. Yeah. That's a Drake line. Yeah, I like that. Anyways, then he does like, and I thought that was gonna end there. I was like, for the first, I was like, fuck, I like stood up and like in my bed, I was like, you better fucking not end right, because I was super pissed because the first one ended on a happy note, the second one ended like on a happy note. I was like, are you fucking telling me the one I want to end on a happy note is gonna be fucking sadness? Go fuck yourself, you know. And then you know, we see
it does like a fade or whatever.
Yeah, it fades and it comes back and we see him like
he's working at a hotel.
Yeah, he's working at a hotel, and I think because he's an architect. Yeah, I think what it's implied is that he designed these hotels to be like the old houses that he used to grow up in. You know? Yeah. And he's working with his buddy or whatever. I think that's what they were trying to. It's not very clear.
That was like the worst part about this is that they didn't really explain why they're at this point. Why are they doing this? Whatever.
You know, so like that's what I gathered. But like all the knowledge I have, I'm just like, I feel like this is what they did. Like they're like, hey, we started at an Airbnb or whatever, and it's kind of like these old ghetto houses we used to live in, but they're really pretty now, you know. Yeah. And then you know, somebody walks into the doorway and like oh, hey, can I help? And he stops, you know, and it's just that, you know, it's her, and he smiles and was like, oh, fuck yeah. And then it, you know, cuts to black, credits roll, music starts, and I was like, oh, it's really sweet.
Also, the song at the end, it was the theme song for this. They played it in trailers and stuff. Fucking good.
Great, right? Oh my
man.
God. I think this is the only one the only one that ended with the theme song, right?
Yeah.
Like an outro. And I was just like, oh, that was great. That was so good. And
it was wonderful.
You kept watching it, right? Because there's some after this. Okay, good. I just want to make sure. Because after that, then we see the three of them, the three friends, and they're all running and talking and having a good time. Like, oh, nice. Like, this is really cool. I was like a little epilogue, you know, like, everything's okay. And then we get a cut and it's like, I think it's the sisters, the siblings or whatever. Or no, it's the man from the first one. He's sitting at a chair or whatever. And he's like waiting for an airport. And then you realize, oh, they're at an airport or whatever. And then you cross paths and it's also the two sisters from the second one. I was just like, oh, this is so fucking good or whatever.
You're just like, this is really cute. And everyone has their own journeys to go on.
And you know, I can't fucking handle it. And then, you know, some thing happens and you see them all walk, you know, in the same direction, not together, but like staggered, but so it kind of looks like they're walking together. So, and I was like, what a fucking pretty sight or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I had a really bad thought.
What?
And then I was just like,
plane crashes?
Yeah.
They all die?
Yeah.
No.
Then I was just like, oh man, it would be super cool if like they're on their plane and just fucking blows up. It's like, or even worse, like they crash somewhere and then they have to fight to survive. Oh my God, what's wrong with me? You know,
you're a fucking dark piece
I'm a
of
dark
shit.
monster. No, but this last one, like the last one, really sold it for me.
It was really, really good. And I think that's a very ubiquitous kind of thing people feel about that. People
like universally, like it's like, the third one was the better of all of them. I really, in my opinion, I like the third the best. The second favorite was like the noodles. And then the first one, then the second one was like, give or take. It was fine. Yeah. It just wasn't like, it didn't like make me feel anything as much as the first and the third one. And as a whole, like this thing, I really like the idea of having these three different stories, these three different chapters.
That I feel exactly the same. Like they all told different kinds of stories that were similar in a lot of ways. More so in like adults deal with very different kinds of things or they handle situations differently. But the way that everything was happening, this dude just like eating at a shop and kind of seeing his life progress along with the things around him and seeing how things change from the eyes of somebody young is more interesting than older, and where people are just like, yep, things just fucking change. Oh man, sucks that's not there. Whatever.
Yeah. Like he took moments to think about it and be like, guess the title of this, you know, it fits so well. You know, the flavors of youth. It's like these are three different examples of what people's youth were. You know, like even the second one, like, you know, she would flash back to like remember when she was a kid and, you know, she had her
exactly.
That one had like the least amount of that bit, you know,
but it was still there in the relationship between the sisters. Because I feel like with every sibling, it's not just like, hey man, we're both adults now. It's just like, You have those moments where you're like, remember when we were kids and we used to do all this crazy shit?
It's like we're adults. Like, remember that time when we fucking drank out the hose and water got up your nose? You're a dumb bitch. Like, shut up. That was, you know. So, I mean, I'm not saying that the second one didn't have the flavors of youth. I'm saying like the other ones had it in spades. You know, it was for sure. Like the first one was like really, you know, all about it, and the third one was just like, fucking a lot of this is about like. A huge chunk of the story is them in the past or whatever, you know?
They did a great job. I thought that these shorts went together very well because, you know, there are other things like we had watched Memories before.
Exactly. That's what I thought
which are these three kind of like disconnected stories that all told stories about like different kind of dystopian futures in some way or another and like kind of how they happened or like what's going on with each.
Space Hotel guy.
Hotel guy?
That was like the first one, right? They're like in space and like he's like tripping out and seeing weird in Memories.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a hotel.
No, but I'm saying like that's what I about, you know.
Sure, and whatever.
The second one was like
Space Ghosts is what I was thinking for the first one. Yeah,
first one, and but the second one, I don't know if it's
Stinky guy
that kills everybody, right? He reeks, and the last one was like the little weird tank dude, and like they wear their helmet and
a nation of just like cannons.
Yeah, that was so weird. Yeah, no, but those were fun and interesting, but they were all very different.
Pretty disconnected.
These, I feel like, just fit together so well. And honestly, I would really, really like to see more of things like this. Because I felt like I got to, you know, see just...
Similar themes, very different stories.
Yeah, you know, just different like windows and pockets of things.
And it was cool because it's all made by the same studios. They're working together on it. It's not like this studio made this and this studio made this. It's like, no, it's all worked hand in hand. And they did a great job. Yeah. I really appreciated what we got to see. I'm glad it's on Netflix because it's one of those things that like Netflix can reach more people than Crunchyroll can. Crunchyroll takes a while to get like certain dubs and whatnot, but Netflix is just like, here we go.
They're on top of it. Yeah. This is a really solid, showing for Netflix. I feel like for them to pick up something like this. I really liked it. I don't think it's for everybody. I don't think everybody would be like all about it because a lot of it is just like chill, stuff. Nothing.
Well, guess what? The reviews that I read
it's for everybody.
It cracked me the fuck up. The first one I see is just like, yeah, this is a really beautiful thing, and like, oh man, it had like a really detailed review of everything. And the next one that happened was just like, oh yeah, this is this really beautiful thing that got completely fucked up, and it was just like shitting on it, really detailed in every way. I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, oh, the second story was just the worst. There was not a single thing. And they're just like, this Makoto Shinkai ripoff. And I'm like, okay, first off, just because it's like a drama thing and it has to do with like emotions doesn't mean it's Makoto Shinkai.
Makoto Shinkai didn't like, he doesn't have the rights for, emotions and like couples and really pretty looking water. He doesn't that's not him.
Guess what? And they're just using the same studio that Makoto Shinkai works with. And that's fine too, man.
I mean, the thing is like, I wouldn't say any of these by any means were like better than anything I've seen by Makoto Shinkai,
No.
Like they weren't like, I don't feel like maybe the third one could have, as a story been an actual longer movie, like that one could have been more fleshed out or whatever.
Maybe.
I feel like the first one, it was just really pretty to look at, and I don't think it could have stood on the legs of being like, hey, this is a full length feature, And the second one, I wouldn't have wanted to see that one, but it was really good. I feel like
I think they did a great job.
Like when I messaged you, like now, because when I messaged you, like I messaged you, like how my feelings were, like, oh, I'm getting all emotional, was because it was during the last one.
Right.
But then you're like, oh, cool, I'm super excited for this. And then I was just like, I should also probably, mention like it looks really pretty because like,
oh, I already knew it.
I didn't want you to be like, why the fuck is Juan crying over rice noodles? What the fuck's wrong with him?
No. I already knew about everything, and
I mean, it is gorgeous. And that's hats off to the studio. But to be upset that, you're just trying to be Makoto Shinkai, I was like, no, you fucking...
Not at all. You missed the point, I think.
It's really good. And it has its moments. And it's not perfect by any means. And it's not better than, other things. Some things are way better than this. But I still really enjoyed it. And I think I'd have to recommend it to certain people. I'm not going to tell my boys that I play basketball with, oh my God, you have to watch Flavors of Youth. Because they'll be like, the fuck is Juan on, But, I could tell, fucking one of my friends who happens to like slice of life things, like, oh, you like cute things, you like, check this out or whatever.
Like, hey, why don't you just peep on this for a minute and it's great.
Yeah, you like pretty stuff? Check this shit out. I like this as a whole. And yeah, I would love to see more things like this in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, if that bitch was... I'm mad at this person I don't even know on the internet.
You could read the reviews, judge it for yourself. I thought it was pretty damn funny, though, seeing how polar it was.
Yeah.
And I looked at them after I already watched it, so I wasn't influenced at all.
Yeah.
But then seeing people's extreme reactions, I'm like, but why? Like, I didn't feel that extreme about this. I just thought that this was a good time. Yeah. And anybody watching it would find little pieces of it that they could connect with. But apparently I'm wrong, and some people are fucking bitter.
No,
One person gave it like a 1 out of 10, and they're like, but my enjoyment was a 9 because I was watching it with other people, and we were laughing the whole time. I'm like...
Shouldn't that change your fucking ratings or whatever? Fuck that guy. No, the thing is, I already made my opinion on it. Like, and
I did too.
And I know how I feel about it, and I don't want to read other people's stuff and be upset, about what they think. Because this is how I feel.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this and you hated this, that's fine. That's totally your right to be mad about this. But like, in my opinion, I really enjoyed this.
They did a great job.
If you really want to say something is like light, fucking check out Mary and the Witch's Flower. That shit sucked. That was like really shitty Ghibli. What that was.
Damn.
Fuck you, Marion Witch's Flower. Get at me.
Damn.
I think that's...
I did not enjoy it.
I think that's on Netflix too.
Oh yeah, it did come out on Netflix recently. Yeah.
Hey, if you're a kid and you want to watch some kiddie anime, check out Marion the Witch's Flower. You might enjoy it. I didn't, so...
Yeah.
That's that's just like my opinion, dude.
Yeah, I totally agree with where you're coming from.
For sure. Any last thoughts on this, or are we good?
I had a really good time with it. I want people to watch it, but it's not like a necessity. It's just really pretty.
Yeah, it ain't no.
But if you're gonna watch some really pretty shit and you want to fucking love it, Violet Evergarden, go! Yeah.
I just watch anything Makoto Shinkai.
Oh yeah, that's true. She and her cat, everything flows on Crunchyroll.
Shut the fuck up! I don't want to cry again. I can't do it. Oh so man, good. Cool man. So that's the show.
Yeah, we're having a little giveaway as well. So we do this every once in a while. Isn't that fun, guys?
Yeah.
We have a couple of things that we have left over from Anime Expo. So the giveaway closes on August 12th at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You could get up to 3 entries. So included in this giveaway, we've got one of our special things is from Anime Expo 2018, from the Ace Attorney panel, we have a signed special drawing.
Yeah, like Sierra won this drawing of some character from Ace Attorney.
So it's signed by Ayumu Watanabe, and pretty exciting.
Yeah,
I think as a person who doesn't really care too much about Ace Attorney, it's still like a really cool thing to have.
Sierra really likes Ace Attorney, but for her to be like, cool, we can just give this away because she doesn't care to have it. Yeah. It's interesting, and it is signed, so
yeah, it's a goofy little thing. You can check it out, pictures of it on our social media. And then we also have a My Hero Academia bandana that's going out. Kingdom Hearts Anime Expo bag. So some of the same stuff from last time. But we also have an Aromanga Sensei mask. So if you want to get down and dirty with the boys, you can put on that mask and go hard on some hentai. Then we have a Funimation lanyard, Funimation buttons, Funimation sunglasses, Funimation business card holder. It's a little thing where essentially you could like put credit cards or whatever on the back of your phone, take one of those. But you know what? If that's not your style, that's fine, because there's also a Funimation phone pop you could put on the back of your phone, and it's one of those little circles. You could use it as a stand. It also can be put into holders in the car for like GPS. Very versatile thing. And then we also have an Instant Ramen Podcast car magnet. So if you're a fan, you could show people,
if you have magnets, I love that weeb shit.
Boom. So the different ways to enter, you just like the Instagram post and follow us on Instagram. For the Facebook entry, you like the giveaway post and like our Facebook page. And for the Twitter entry, you like the giveaway post and follow us on Twitter. All different kinds of ways to do that. So like we said before, this competition, or not competition, this giveaway ends on August 12th. We'll ship anywhere you want, so don't worry about shipping costs or anything like that. This is on us, and we love you guys.
For sure, yeah.
That's what this is for, just all of you guys being the best.
Try your luck if you want. You can win something. Last 2 people that won, because, we had to redraw.
Yeah,
both of them said, I didn't think I was going to win. I was like, yeah, no one thinks they're going to win. And then they win, or whatever.
Have you ever won anything?
Just your love. Boom.
Oh shit.
Gotcha.
I don't think I've ever won any like giveaways or competitions.
I don't think I have either, but it's okay. I mean,
I think the saddest thing that I've heard of is my great friend Brittany. She won a vacation to Hawaii with a cruise, but she was 20 and she had to be 21.
No, I feel like what happened, I think it was our sober grad night, and they were giving away a trip to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And they called out the person's name, and the person wasn't there. Like, they just, they didn't respond. No. So then they're like, all right, pull it out again. And so then they called it, and then that person was there, and ended up it was the cousin of one of my friends, so they went together.
Nice, that's cool.
But I was like, but in my head, I was just like, fucking, that must feel really bad for the,
That would be terrible.
And then the second thing, I was like, man, I fucking really don't like my friend's cousin. He's a dick. even though my friend got to go to Hawaii with him, I was just like, your cousin sucks balls, man.
That's fucking great. At my sober grad night, Cash won like 2 PlayStation 3s.
What? Fuck Cash.
And he sold one and kept the other, I'm pretty sure.
That's pretty smart.
He might have sold both. I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah, pretty cool little thing.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so yeah, try to get the giveaway. I mean, you can, it's not that hard.
Yeah, it doesn't cost anything.
All is a like and a follow, and we'll send it if you win. And if you can't, if you're not allowed to take the prize, like if your parents won't give you the address, that's not on us. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a little on you, but it's not on me.
It's not on us. Yeah, it's not on us. It's on you.
Well, no, on you, Juan.
You're right. It is not on me. It's on you.
No, it's on you, Juan.
That's what I said. It's on you.
Oh, man.
Okay, cool. So next week, I don't know what we're doing. We keep saying we're going to do the Godzilla thing, and we keep pushing it back. But Sword Gay Season 2's out.
Sword Guy.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. Sword Guy Season 2's out, and I kind of want to hurt myself.
You know what? Let's put it this way: both of them are not going to be great.
Both of them look like trash.
So next week, maybe a trash episode. Maybe not. Who fucking knows?
Yeah, anyways, we'll figure it out. Hey, if you like our logo, hit up Aaron from TurbyTops.com. If you like our theme song, our old theme song.
Actually, first off, shout outs to Erin, because she's doing right now $10 bust drawing. So if you want like a really cool stylized picture of yourself, it only costs $10. She's doing that. So check her out, turbytops.com.
Okay, didn't mean to fucking do
Sorry,
this.
I support my bros.
Fine. If you like our theme song,
okay,
our old theme song, because Tommy's a fucking new one, because we can't figure it out.
Yeah.
Check out Tom Nasser on SoundCloud or YouTube. Nasser NASR. Where can people find us?
You want to check us out on Facebook? Look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. You want to check us out on Instagram? Look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. You want to check us out on Twitter? Tweet at Instant Ramen Pod.
Podcast didn't fit.
Send us an email, instantRamenPodcast@gmail.com. Tell us some opinions. Tell us what to watch. Tell us fucking stupid shit. I don't care. I kind of want to know about your life, actually. So how are you doing? Send us an email, and I'll give you an update on how my life's going. We'll just kind of start chatting back and forth. We have so many different other platforms that you could listen to us on, depending on what you're listening to us right now. There are so many different options. If you're like, man, I fucking hate listening to you on Facebook, guess what? You could listen to us on YouTube. Oh, man, YouTube sucks. We're on iTunes. You don't have an iTunes account? Spotify works. You don't have Spotify, Google Play. Like, we're on fucking everything now.
Just figure it out, man.
So, long story short, I love you guys.
This is bye from Juan.
I'll see you around from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
Just add hot water. I almost forgot that time.
No. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Instant Ramen Podcast. I'm your host, Juan, and as always, my co-host is here with me.
I'm sorry. Can we not do it, actually? I just remembered that there was a thing that I didn't get to do.
Yeah, sure, Trip. Let's just fucking stop the show.
But it's got pretty piano, and they all are fucking jams, my dude.
They sound like jams. They sound like peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter and jam sandwiches.
I'm like,
I messed up the one part that's supposed to change.
That's so fucking
true. For a second, I was going to change the peanut butter part to jam. I was like, the jam and jelly sandwiches. So I missed the peanut butter part, and then I said the thing right. I was like, oh man, I really fucked.
You know what? Don't even worry about what I was going to say. Okay, so I'm actually ready this time.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're ready.